Well, hi. Today is Friday, April 25th, 2025. I'm Todd Studer, and this is Morning Coffee. Coming up on today's show, I tracked down my old buddy Dan Duffy, and in a conversation that I actually recorded last night, we talked about that free concert that is coming to Memorial Park in Omaha. Now, you know that on the Morning Coffee Show, typically I just stick to this side of the river. That's to try to give love to everything that's going on over here. However, this is such a big show. We had to talk about it. Ringo Starr and his all-star band, and also Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs. I never got to see Tom Petty in concert. It's one of the things that I regret about the different shows that I've seen. Never haven't seen Tom Petty live on stage, but this is going to be a close second, getting a chance to see Mike Campbell on stage. And plus, it's a Beatle. Ringo Starr, and not to mention that this is a free show. It's going to be huge at Memorial Park. I'm sure that a ton of people will be there, and Duff and I will be talking about that coming up very, very soon. Also, I am going to be heading out of the studio just as soon as I am finished here, because the Refill My Cup 2025 event is going on today at the Warehouse Event Center in Council Bluffs. So I'm going to be there and do some recording and talk with some of the different speakers, some of the different vendors, and hopefully we'll have some content to be able to show you on Monday's show. But in the meantime, I wanted to let you know that the Mile Away on Old Lincoln Highway in Council Bluffs is signing up volleyball teams for the spring season. Cost is only $50. It's very, very inexpensive, and what a beautiful location. We just had Charles Garcia on the show yesterday. So if you haven't seen that yet, go back and watch that. We stood out in front of the volleyball courts when we recorded it. And so $50 for your team and then $8 per match. That gets the refs paid. And then once you're there, you're going to find beautiful sand courts, this epic courtside beer hut, and of course, the best atmosphere in town. The season starts next week. Time's running out. Good vibes, great competition, cold drinks all season long at the Mile Away on Old Lincoln Highway, north of Council Bluffs. GT Motors on Broadway in Council Bluffs has an ever-changing inventory. They're going to help get you in a quality used vehicle. Are you looking for a truck, a large or small SUV, a passenger car? Sometimes they even have sports cars, and they have motorcycles on the lot. GT Motors can help you out. You want to check out their inventory at gtmotorscb.com. Sometimes they'll have a vehicle or a motorcycle there that hasn't gotten onto the website yet, so you would be better off actually going to the lot to take a look at what they have at 21st and Broadway. Vehicles change every day. I know that Garrett said he's out at auctions 2-3 times a week, so always bringing in new vehicles, and they even provide on-site financing. GT Motors, 21st and Broadway in Council Bluffs. And since 1870, Avila Bank has been providing Iowans with high-quality financial products and services to fit their needs. Do you need a loan? Starting a new business account? Maybe just saving money for a trip or opening a personal checking account? Avila's qualified bankers can help. With all that and more, visit avila.bank to learn more. With that free concert coming up on June 27th at Memorial Park in Omaha, I thought who better to talk about it than our own resident rock guru, Dan Duffy. How you doing, Duff?
Hey, Todd. Thanks for having me on board. This is technology. You got to love it, man.
Oh, yeah. I've been preaching this for a while that, radio and television done the traditional way is on its way out. Technology is obsolete now, and this is going to be the future of it. I truly believe that. And having a chance to just connect with you real quick, I mean, that's the cool part of it. I mean, it just is the instantaneous, whatever. I can't even come up with the right word. It's late at night.
I'm comfort of my own home in my bedroom here. I'm watching the Weather Channel, and I'm talking about Ringo's All-Star Band, along with very special guest Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs. That is June 27th next month at Memorial Park, and this is a free show. And I've always kind of said to myself, I've been to a few of those shows over the years, and a lot of times our band is playing the 70s band, and I just simply don't. I can't. I can't. Mm-hmm. And once I found out that Ringo's All-Star Band and the Dirty Knobs were, slated to perform at Memorial Park next summer. And then I quickly scrolled on my phone. I'm like, okay, am I going to play? Are we playing? I'm like, Now, don't get me wrong, I love to play, but I'm like, oh, we're off. It's Ringo Starr, and
Well, get a hold of Dave and don't let him book anything.
I've already sent him a text message. I'm like, don't no last minute bookings, man. So uh,
this is getting some widespread press coverage. I was roaming around Des Moines radios talking about it. I
really,
think, yeah, I think that this is going to draw a crowd. I mean, we've got a Beatle and a Heartbreaker on the same bill.
what's really cool is, yeah, I mean, this kind of a gig, it's free, so you're going to draw a minimum of 50,000 people on the lawn there
Mm-hmm.
at Memorial Park. I mean, you're looking at, okay, let's look at Ringo's All Star Band. It looks like his touring band is going to be the same musicians that have been with him for probably a handful of years. It looks like Colin Hay from Men at Work, the lead vocalist, who gave us a bunch of hits in the 80s. Uh,
Really?
oh, yeah, with, Who Can It
Oh,
Be Now?
this is getting better and better.
Yeah. Okay, so you got Colin Hay is with Ringo's All Star Band. You got Hamish Stewart, who's not only been with the Average White Band, the song "Pick Up the Pieces" and "Count the."
Mm-hmm.
Hamish Stewart was also with Paul McCartney, in his band, maybe about 30 years ago. So there's a lot of history with Hamish Stewart and a great musician that he is. He's the Scottish guy who always wore the little skirt on stage
Yeah.
with the white band. So let's see who else is in that band. Greg Bissonette, the drummer, who's played with just about everyone. My first recollection of Craig Bissonette, and he comes from a very musical family, was his connection with David Lee Roth. He played on the majority of David Lee Roth's solo albums back in the '80s, like "Eat 'Em and Smile" and "Skyscraper." And he's just a fantastic drummer. What can I say? And he loves Ringo too. We have Steve Lukather on guitar. Of course, Steve has been with Toto for a number of years, and he's just about on every record that you can imagine, from like George Benson to maybe Steely Dan. A lot of Boss Scaggs albums, Michael Jackson. So everybody knows who Steve Lukather is.
Mm-hmm.
So all those guys up on one stage with Ringo back there. I mean, what better? I mean, it's like heaven. And I think there's a lot of there's some DNA in all of us regarding the Beatles. So even if you don't like the Beatles, there's something inside here.
Yeah.
If it weren't for the Beatles, we wouldn't even have this conversation. So
And
they're gonna be
and
2 miles from where I live. So hey,
the other kind of cool thing I saw was I jumped over to the Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs have a website, and they've got their entire tour dates on there, and at
yeah,
least of right now, the
yeah,
date after they play in Omaha, they're playing Ryman Theater in Nashville with
oh,
Blackberry Smoke.
really? So they're going to hit the road, probably get on a plane and just go straight to the gig.
I mean, that's a that would be a really cool show to see at the
Well, yeah,
Ryman too.
Blackberry Smoke is another great band. They kind of remind me of the Black Crowes a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not because of the names are familiar. It's just kind of got that bluesy kind of a feel. Allman Brothers Band kind of a feel to them. Yeah, they're that should be a hell of a show for those guys anyway. But
I'm trying to figure out how they pulled this off with, I mean, to me, it's a huge get
well, yeah.
of both of these bands.
Remember last summer? I think it was Roger Daltrey that had played. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was pretty interesting. I'm like, wow, Roger Daltrey's going to be playing at Memorial Park, and so I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. But this one just this might be the best headlining. This might be the best act ever for that. So I think the mayor did a pretty good job, in booking Ringo. I mean, he just couldn't ask for a better freaking lineup of musicians. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Oh,
definitely. I'm wondering how early I'm going to have to get there
I
because
I'll
parking is going to be tough.
I'll probably take a day off. I don't know. To be honest with you, my cousin Dan Brennan, who's probably one of the greatest sound techs in this town, and he works at Slowdown / the Trap Room. That's too
Mm-hmm.
close here in town, and he was hired as the stage manager for for this gig at Memorial Park. Now I'm not going to. I don't know. Maybe I should. Hey, could you find a way to? Can I find a way to finagle up there? Or maybe I don't know. I'm not going to use them as clout or anything. But it's kind of cool that my cousin's doing that. So
Yeah, that is a really cool connection.
yeah.
And I'm just kind of, I've been looking around at some of the different shows that are coming to Omaha area and also in Council Bluffs at Stir
Mhm.
and different places, and it's a good
Yeah.
year. It's a really good year. I saw that Red Clay Strays are coming to town, which I love those guys.
Uh-huh.
And then I saw that they're also playing at Red Rocks, and I thought, should we make a road trip?
Well, if you
But
haven't been to Red Rocks, I highly suggest to go.
I've seen a show there, and
Can't
it's
go wrong.
unlike any place else.
Well, no, I mean I mean we can talk all night about Red Rocks. I've lost track how many times I've seen bands there. So I think the last time I was at Red Rocks, I saw. Oh, this is probably 20 years ago now. Jeez, I think the last show I saw there was Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers,
Oh, you're killing me, man.
Jackson Brown. They were both co-headlining. So
Oh, that's just I.
well, not a big deal. When you live out there, it's like, hey, I was probably at a Red Rocks show every other weekend out in Colorado. So
Yeah.
one
Well,
weekend, what was the name of the surviving members of the Grateful Dead? The other ones, I think that's what they called them. Well, I'm not a huge Grateful Dead fan, but a couple of buddies I worked with in radio were and are, so I'm kind of tagging along with them. I'm like, all right, you guys are geeks, but I kind of understand where you're coming from. So I'll hang out with you all weekend at Red Rocks, go check out these shows.
yeah. Excellent facility, and highly
Yeah.
recommend it. And I
Mhm.
saw Sting's playing a few dates out there this year
Oh,
and
nice.
at Red Rocks. So a
Uh-huh.
lot of big comedian names are going to be there this year. And
Mhm.
they've done a good job of packing them in there too. So, get Duff. I appreciate you jumping on here and talking with me about this. June 27th,
Mhm.
free show
It's
uh,
free.
at Memorial Park. Free show.
Now, I
I can't
don't know.
imagine the crowd not being huge.
I'm sure that there'll be vendors there
Hmm.
and et cetera, et cetera. But I think you may be able to bring your own blanket and cooler. I think coolers. I'm not going to go out and say that coolers are allowed. I don't know anything about this, so I don't want to. I don't want to open my mouth too early. But I've been to some of those shows where you bring your cooler and it's okay. So
Well, I saw you at at Exarban and with the '70s band, and I brought a picnic out for that show
Stinson Park a
at
couple of years.
Stinson Park. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit different of a setup, but yeah, I mean, not only do they have vendors, but you can also bring your blanket and a cooler and that kind of a thing. So that's always kind of a cool vibe. And on the subject of Stinson, we're playing there August 30th. I'm thinking out loud. I don't want to look at my phone. Should I ask my wife to ever come in here and remind me when?
We'll
It's like
figure it
it's like
out.
August 30th, Labor Day weekend. So
We'll figure it out, and we'll promote it
yeah,
on this show
we're going to
for
be
you
busy.
too. Because
Not to interrupt, but this is the last weekend that I have off, and then the weekend after that is just like, we're booked solid until the end of the summer. So
you get in and play quite a few dates in Council Bluffs too, so folks can be
uh,
able to see you.
I don't want to take up too much of your time, but yeah, we're playing at the Dock a week from Saturday, so that'll be our launch, our first gig,
Hmm.
bringing summer concert series at the Dock and CB. So
That's a cool place to play. I know that you've always talked about how much fun you have there.
it's a blast. I mean, outdoor gig, a nice big stage, room to move around. I'm not, we're not, scrunched up together. It's just a nice stage. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to play anywhere, but a nice big stage is kind of nice, especially when they have a drum riser because, the drummer is the most important. It's
That's what all the girls say, right?
yeah, oh yeah. And drummers, we want to be seen. We don't want some dude standing in front of me, without a drum riser. They don't see me. So anyway.
Well, as always, I could just talk to you forever, my man. And I'm grateful that you took a little bit of time and jumped on here with me.
Well, anytime. So again, we should plug this again. Ringo's All Star Band with very special guest Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs. Of course, Mike Campbell, one of the co-founders of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Friday, June 27th. I sound like I'm still in radio.
Yeah, that's how it works. It doesn't go away, does it?
No, it doesn't.
We got to start. Ordinarily, we'd be calling all of our radio buddies looking for free tickets, but don't need them this time. It's free to get in.
It's free. It's a freebie, man.
All right, my man. Be well. We'll talk to you soon.
Peace out. Bye-bye.
What a show. I'm not a huge fan of crowds anymore, but I'm telling you, I'm going to go brave it for this one. Probably get down there the day before so I can get parking. I don't know how far away we're going to have to park. It will not be something that you want to get to last minute. Just plan on spending the day and then sticking around for the fireworks at the end. Do you or someone you love need in-home care? Home Care Advocacy Network can help maintain your own privacy in your own space while still receiving care and support with a personalized touch. Aging in place can be critical for many people. Home Care Advocacy Network can meet those needs with an understanding that assisted living is best at home. HCAN of Southwest Iowa brings the personal touch to care at home in Council Bluffs, Glenwood, Red Oak, Clarinda, and surrounding communities. Visit hcan.com/Southwest Iowa to learn more. Also, the CB Captains, they released their schedule, and the Captains are setting sail with the United Premier Soccer League opener on May 3rd. That's against Garwell United from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. But as we talked about here on the show with Taylor Stanton, the Captains are playing in two separate leagues and are running two teams. And the Midwest Premier League season opener for the Captains is coming up on May 9th. Home games are at Lewis Central, so you can take them in there. I understand that you'll be able to, hopefully we're going to be able to get some tickets to provide for you. I need to get a hold of Taylor and make that happen because May 3rd is going to be here before you know it. So couple of games coming up very, very soon. First one on May 3rd, second one on May 9th. Technology should work for you, not against you. And at ThinkSpace IT, they provide expert IT solutions to keep your business running smoothly and securely. From cybersecurity and cloud services to network management and tech support, they simplify IT so you can focus on what matters most. Stay protected, stay connected, stay ahead. Visit ThinkSpaceIT.com. Thanks to Dan Duffy again for joining me on the show today to talk about the free concert at Memorial Park with Ringo coming and also Mike Campbell. And you should check out their podcast. He and his buddy Dave Hornstein have a podcast called Two Omaha Fools and a website, twooomahafools.com. The number two, not spelled TWO, but the actual number two, omahafools.com. And you can catch all of their latest episodes there. It's pretty cool. I like that. I like that podcast a lot. We've wrapped up the week. How about that? And as I said, I'm going to jump out of here, get over to the Refill My Cup event that's going on at the Warehouse Event Center today in Council Bluffs. And I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. My name's Todd Studer. We'll see you back here Monday morning.